We have started school. We have some other children who cannot walk from here up to where the main school is in the town council there. It's around 5 kilometers, so that those children cannot reach the school. There are some special needs which they are not able to walk up to there. So we sit down with our groups and we sit around all those problems. So we call upon all the leaders around this area. Then we sit with them. We try to discuss with them to see on those problems children having. So they agree with us. After we came out with the idea that is it good for us to open the school here? The community leaders allowed, and they started mobilizing people, and they bring people on board. We try to call on some other partners to come and say some word, encouraging word to our community, so that they agree to construct the school. So they constructed temporary structures, as you are seeing here, for their children. Then afterward, ADRA see that they have to give some support out of that. ADRA give us some support, a little capital. They put it in our account. So we have to plan for the construction of 2 classrooms. So after that one, we try to call them back the community members to collect sand and some other material needed for the construction. So the community do that, then we try to pay those who are working as the mason, and then the carpenters who are now made the roofs. So with the little money ADRA give, around 14 million, completed the construction of 2 classrooms. And then the classroom is now with door and window, all are there. So we wanted also to give the appreciation to the ADRA for the great work they have done in our community. At the beginning, they give some money for buying the textbook, buying chair for children, buying then office table for the teachers. Then we started from there. So even the blackboard at the beginning, they bought through working with our groups in Pagua Samba Youth Group. So we withdrew the money with the leaders, with the leaders of the groups. After withdrawing the money, we buy the item needed for the school. As per now I'm talking, the school has now raised up to P3. It was started with P1 to P2 last year, and this year we are in P1 to P3. Then also, apart from that, they have brought for us machine for making bricks. The community has made bricks here. They are planning that, if possible, they have to make one office block, so that every property of the school are to be kept in the school, not outside of the school. So as per now, I would like to take this opportunity to thank ADRA so much for what they have done in our community, Pagua, at last.
We are here to come and see the community initiative of accessing education service in this community where they lack facility. I'm very, very happy that Pagua Samba community has organized themselves to put a simple structure to start education, primary education here. And we are not going to leave them alone. I've already instructed the DO to start inspection of this school and to begin training the teachers who are teaching our children here. The second thing is the registration process of this school, such that once it is registered, we shall have to take it to council. Council pass a resolution. I will be able to write to Ministry of Education and Sports requesting them for coding. Once it is coded, the government will now take it over to support this community initiative fully. Otherwise, I'm very, very happy with the support of ADRA and Katerega, a businessman from Kampala, for supporting school feeding program here. As a district, we have also learned from that initiative. We have now set a steering committee to ensure that we roll out school feeding program in all schools in Kitgum district. And I'm quite sure with the help of private sector business community, we shall be able to achieve this. And also, I know the parents will be inspired to also take their role of school feeding, so that we should be able to achieve the objectives, the purpose of universal primary education. Once we achieve that, we shall see Kitgum as a different, as a prosperous and developed district in Uganda. That is our vision, and we shall be able to achieve together with the help and with support of our community members.
I'm John Mwanza. I'm Country Director for ADRA Uganda. This program which we have is a program which was being funded by the Swedish government, and we really want to thank the Swedish government for this support. And the project is coming to an end, which was called Community Initiative Support Program. It's ending next month, and so we had handed over this program to the government so that they may be able to continue. And of course, the issues which we are dealing with under the program was to ensure that we build capacities of the communities, especially in the areas of advocacy, that communities are able to advocate for certain services from the government, but also being able to initiate programs which are according to their needs within the communities. And having looked at the issues which they had in the community, especially here, like in this particular community, they built the school because they saw the need. They built the school, but even after building the school, now they have continued to mold the bricks, and they want to extend, and in terms of the buildings, especially classrooms, for the school, because the school is going to grow. But then we looked at it. Since we had an aspect of school feeding program, when the kids were coming, to maintain them in school, it was a bit difficult. And so how do we encourage them to come to school? How do we ensure that they stay longer in school, and while they are learning, they are able to learn, being able to concentrate because their stomach are full and they are able to listen. And so we talked to a gentleman, and of course a businessman in Kampala, Mr. Lawrence Katerega, who was able to give us food, and which we've been giving to this particular school from January up to now. Now, when we looked at it, we said, hey, this has been going on, but is there a way that we can be able to ensure that this continues? How do we interest the leadership within the government? So we had a discussion with the cow. We sat down, and the cow, when he heard that there was somebody who was giving food, he said, no, I'm really inspired. How can somebody come from Kampala who doesn't know even the Pagwashamba where it is, be able to donate food? We want to own this. We want to take up this. Can you, ADRA, facilitate and bring the business community together with the district leadership so that we can be able to discuss these things? And so this is what we were doing today, this morning. We spent time in the morning discussing both the business community, the district leadership, and then there are some resolutions. And of course, even within the meeting, there were others who were able to donate the food. That's the positive sign. We see that at least more than half a metric ton has been raised, or even close to a metric ton has been raised, but now that is temporal. We have had commitments even from the district production officer, who indicated that he wants to see to it that the schools are able to have school gardens and where they can be able to produce food going forward. Now, that's making the school being productive and producing their own food, which was very good. And now when we came here, we have been told that they have about 8 acres of land, and that 8 acres of land, they'll be able to produce food which they can feed the children going forward. But then, looking at that and going forward, the meeting also resolved that there must be a committee at the district level, and this committee is a steering committee which is going to be composed of people from the COWS office, or the technical people from the COWS office, and also from the business community, and then they come together to be able to review some of these issues which we have discussed, but ensuring that the issues of school feeding is something, according to government's policy, is something which is being implemented in every school.
My name is Lawrence Katerega, and a shop attendant in Chileka. I decided to do this because the country director of ADRA reached me and he told me that I can do something to the needy ones. And secondly, when I preached on World Refugee Day, it was about the needy ones. The sermon was about the needy ones. That sermon, which was about the needy ones, encouraged me to do something to the needy ones. When I knew that Pagwa Shamba, there is kids that can be looked after, that we can provide something to eat. So I was encouraged by that. Then I started my first time. I donated. Then this is my third time as I'm donating. That is why ADRA Uganda, they have told me to come and visit my children. As you see, the children have been sending food. This is the one. I've never reached this area of Pagwa Shamba, but it is ADRA that has brought me to see the children that have been sending food. To do something, especially this community, I've seen structures, I've seen people who have businesses than mine. They can do something also to help these God's people, that you never know. Tomorrow, one will be minister, another one will be pastor, another one will be something. Great people sometimes are coming from the community like this. So we want to encourage. And donating, you don't need to have much. You don't need to have everything. But you need a heart that is a giving heart. You need to be encouraged by the Bible, because Christ says in Matthew 25 that those time when he will come again to receive us from heaven, those who will be taken to inherit the kingdom will be those who showed kindness to the needy ones, according to Matthew 25 verse 35. Will be those who gave something to the needy ones, because you may donate to Jesus when you don't know, by giving the needy ones. So I want to pray for them. I want to encourage others also to join us, to join ADRA. Why I decided to work, to do it through ADRA? Because ADRA, it is the organization that knows where needy ones are. I started by my area and community in Kampala, but there is no people who I needed too much. But ADRA, it is the one who has connected me here. I see it as a blessing to visit the children that God is looking after.
I would have loved to have our children suffer the way we suffer. We are happy that we have a lot of schools all over now, and the issue of trekking long distances have been curtailed. It is now upon us to bring in this very important component so that a child can remain in school. A young girl may not be lured into pregnancy, and many others. This issue was brought up at national level. I think we were there in Kampala, in Mist Hill. Ministry was trying to roll it down, the issue of school feeding program, and nutrition. To me, the old approach was far-fetched. Because if it is built up from there and then brought down without people conceptualizing, it makes no sense. The way you are bringing it here, we are now generating bottom-up approach. And I think that is going to be the best strategy. It is by way of starting to give, which may not be good enough, but that is a signal. The most important thing is we structure in a sustainable measure. I totally agree with what the education officer alluded to, that we need to revamp the school farms. In primary, during my primary time, we used to have school farms. When the parents' day organized, you will only be tasked to bring what? Firewood. The potatoes are there, the cassava, they are there. We need to revamp that.
On behalf of government, ADRA, as this program closes, government has not closed.
No.
The government is not closing. Tomorrow or next month. If the municipal local government is running, central government is running, we are going to take it up, and we continue even to other schools who are not yet benefiting. As Chief said the other day on Tuesday, when I went for a baraza, we talked about the same thing. And that school has a lot of land, according to what I got from the community. Such land can be used to implement school feeding programs. This is my school, this community, this is my community. As I told you, the people I also on the clip are people we grew up with, we have stayed with. I want to thank them because it is a community these leaders are leaders that all along have been struggling to empower communities in various ways. These people I saw speak here. I will visit them and also I'll see what contribution I can make to further this very good and noble cause. With these few words, I want to say this meeting is officially closed. Thank you so much. Thank you.